everyone! Today I'm going to be bringing you a few tips for keeping your American Girl doll looking new if you just got an American Girl doll for Christmas this year, or if you have a fairly new doll, or if you've had a doll for a while and she's not looking her best, or not looking like how she was when you got her. Then a few tips that you can use to make her look new again or fix the mistakes that you might have done. And for the newcomers, people who just bought a doll, the tips will also help you to know what not to do. So, I hope you enjoyed this video and let's get started. So I have my lovely Addison doll here with me today. I've had her for 8 to 9 years, I can't remember exactly, but 8 or 9 years, and she's still holding up well. I've done a lot of these things I'm about to mention to her, but I got her back on track, cleaned her up a bit, because I did get her when I was like 5 or 4. So yeah, I think she's looking pretty good. This was my first doll. So I guess I'll start with the hair, and then we'll start going down into skin and then the body and things, because hair can easily be messed up on the American Girl doll. Your doll's hair is made of nylon, or I've heard nylon and I've heard like really small wax, like thin wax. Nylon or thin wax, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's nylon, but I've also heard thin wax. But, you know, I don't know who's right or wrong, but it is not like our hair is the main thing. It's not like our hair at all. Our hair, you put products in, you know, we style it with hot tools, we wash it all the time and things, but you do not want to do that with your doll. Especially if you got a new doll, definitely don't wash her hair, don't flat iron her hair, don't do anything to it, and especially don't spray any, you know, like products like we would into our hair. Because you may think, like, if you have a frizz tamer for your hair, you may think that spraying the frizz tamer on her hair will make her hair less frizzy, but it really won't. There are a few ways you can make your hair less frizzy, but that's a whole other video. I'll explain more of that in another video. So if you just got a new doll, don't do anything to her hair, because if you just got her, she has good hair like when you got her, most likely, so it doesn't really need anything different. However, if your doll's older and maybe her hair's super messed up and super gunky and you have sprayed product in it and you want to get it out, there is a way you can wash your doll's hair, and I do have an old video on that. It is pretty old, but it's still a good video. It still works. So you can check that out to see how to wash your doll's hair if you think you really need to wash it. And I explain in that video like what's the limit to needing to wash it, like when you really need to wash it. So, and if you've sprayed something in her hair, then you can wash it, but it won't be the same as a new doll, but it'll definitely make it better depending on how bad your doll's hair is. A tip you always want to do is never to leave her hair in a braid. Like as you see, I have this doll's hair in a braid right now. But you don't want to leave it in a braid for more than 24 hours, and I've missed this rule a lot. I have kept my doll's hair in braids way too long, like weeks on end, and I'm about to show you what happens when you do that. Just like if you have wet hair, you know, a lot of girls braid their hair when it's wet, like they take a shower at night and braid their hair, and then they sleep in the wet hair in the braid, and in the morning, you know, it's pretty waves, you know, without the heat. That's definitely what some girls do. That happens to your doll's hair. So I'll show you what happens if you have your doll's hair in a braid, like you did it all nice, you know, super cute, and then you forget to take it out. Or you just want to keep it in because it was hard and it's super cute, and I just put a really tight elastic in her hair. Eek. So let's just see what her hair is like now. And it'll go away after a few days if you constantly brush it and lightly mist it with water. But as you can see, I haven't had this in for super long. As you can see, it's definitely not perfectly straight like how her hair was before I braided it. So, when you brush your doll's hair, you want to get either the American Girl brand brush because it has wire bristles, or you can just go to your local dollar store or whatever and get a wire bristled brush or comb. It has to be wire bristled because that works with their hair the best. You don't want like a plastic or you know, the many different kinds of bristles. Just get a wire bristled brush and you should be good to go, or just keep it safe and buy the American Girl doll brand. It's $8. You can get it online or in store where American Girl is sold. But you do not want to use this brush, like whether you got the American Girl doll brush or your not American Girl doll brand wire bristle brush, you do not want to use it in your hair and then put it in your doll's hair, because the oils from your hair that it produces naturally do not go well with your doll's not real hair. So the oils in your hair with her hair, it just doesn't mix. It'll make it more frizzy, more damaged, and just, it's not good. So you definitely don't want to use, her pants are falling down. Let me fix that. That was sad. Yeah, that's a little, can't be doing that, Addison. Okay. So yeah, don't use the brush in your hair. It'll just not end well. And if your doll's hair is starting to get a little frizzy or you're styling it, I definitely recommend spraying it or misting it with water every now and then, just to keep it nice, just a mist or two like that. And make sure when you're doing that, you're not getting it in her eyes. You don't want to get any sort of liquid in her eyes, whether it's water, or, you know, it's raining out, like if it's raining outside, you want to cover her and you're walking her outside or whatever, moving outside in the rain, or if there's splashing by the pool or something, make sure to cover her eyes, because if water gets in her eyes, they sometimes won't work properly. And when dolls just get old, like they don't work properly sometimes. Like you do know, when your doll is up like this, her eyes are open, but when she lays down, her eyes close. My doll sometimes like has one eye open, one eye closed while standing. It gets that way. Just keep opening it and closing it, laying her like this, laying her like that, and it'll help a little, but you can't really help that with an old doll. Just dropped her glasses. Great job, Hannah. Okay, now, let's move from hair. There's tons of videos on YouTube more about hair. If you have specific questions, leave them as comments. I can do specific videos on a certain topic about hair or something. Just let me know below. But this video is going to get pretty long if I keep going on about hair. So, her skin's a little shorter. You know that you're playing, you know, with markers, you're coloring, and then your doll's right there coloring with you, and then you accidentally drop the marker on her, or you're moving around and you swipe her with the marker or the crayon or the pencil, and she's all getting out of frame over here. But it can happen. I've done it many times before. It's okay. I've gotten paint. I was painting in my craft room. She was there, and I got paint on a doll once, markers, crayons, anything possible. But there's a super easy way to get it off. Never fear. Sharpies, however, are a lot harder to get off, and they may not come off. The best way for a Sharpie is just to go to the American Girl doll place and ask them if they can like repaint her arm. Like if it's just a little dot or something, they can maybe do something just to that spot. Or if you got like it all over her arm or something, then you can ask to have another arm put on her. So yeah, just talk to the American Girl doll hospital if it's something really big. But if it's something that, you know, just on her leg or something and it's not a Sharpie, all you need is a magic eraser. So be careful though. If you have a new doll, be careful. Make sure you don't get Sharpie, definitely, but just markers and stuff on your doll. But if you have gotten it or you're worried about getting it, then just, when you get it, use a magic eraser. Mine's sort of dirty. I know it's sort of disgusting because I've used it many times before because I love these babies. But all you do is wet it a little, you know, wring it out like you do. Just follow the instructions on it. And then say she has some marker right here. Just keep going over it and, you know, rinse it out, wash it, and it should come off very easily. I also did this to my old dolls like her. Just do it all over her body except on her bodice, which is cloth. Just do it on the plastic parts, which is her face, her arms, and her legs, and of course her hands. So basically her limbs and her face, just not her bodice area right here. You can do it all over their bodies like that, just, you know, lightly go over it, and it gets all the dirt and dust and just stuff that is on your doll that you never knew was on it. You can't see it. It just looks like her regular skin. Really, once you clean it, she'll look a lot more new looking and just like when you first bought her. So I did this to my doll, and like I didn't even think she was that dirty, and like I had to throw away a whole magic eraser just because she was so dirty from the years of buildup and dust and just dirt and things. So you may not see it and you may not think your doll needs it, but if you had her for a while, she's well played with and things, you might want to do that just to see, to clean her up a little bit, you know? All gotta get clean sometimes. All gotta take a little bath. But don't put her in the bathtub, because that comes to our next conclusion, her bodice. Here, I'm just gonna, don't mean to flash you, but I am gonna show you her bodice, which is right here. Don't want to like pull her pants down in front of y'all. But as you can see, it is cloth. It's really soft, fun to hold, good for girls, little girls who just like holding dolls because it's soft and it's non-breakable and things, and it's really nice. However, you don't want to get it wet. If you get paint on it or marker on it, you won't really see it because hopefully most of the time your doll will be wearing clothes, you know. Hopefully your doll will be wearing clothes. But yeah, definitely don't get it wet. That's the main thing. And if your doll's like legs are really loose and she won't stand up, like if she'll like fall back every now and then because her legs or her arms aren't stiff, like if you put them up and then they like fall down immediately, that just means her limbs need tightening. And there's a home way to do it. You have to take out all of her limbs though and everything. There's tons of YouTube videos on it, so I'm sure you can find one. Just type in the YouTube bar, the magical YouTube bar, how to tighten your American Girl doll's limbs, and I'm sure tons of videos, very helpful videos, will pop up. Or if you don't feel like doing the home remedy of it, you can always send her to the American Girl Doll Hospital. I know I've been saying that a lot, but really it's a good place if it's unmanageable or something, or you don't want to do it at home. Okay, and then my very last topic is the nails. Yeah. I like painting some of my doll's nails, maybe for a video or something that I have to do. Painting your doll's nails can be really fun, especially if you love painting your nails, you might want your doll's nails to be painted too. So, if you do paint your doll's nails, be very careful and do not remove it with regular nail polish remover. It'll change the color of your doll's skin, or the paint on your doll, which is her skin color. It'll make it a little lighter or discolored. So just be aware of that. The way to remove it is to use a non-acetone I was about to say makeup remover, non-acetone nail polish remover. And I'm losing train of thought. It's late at night. It's actually just 7:30, but I'm still tired. Okay. Yeah, so use a non-acetone nail polish remover, and it won't change the color of your doll's nails like a regular acetone remover would. I don't have one to show you, but it just says non-acetone, like no acetone or something. Or if you're still scared, you can look on the back of the ingredients, and if it says acetone, don't use it. If it doesn't say acetone, you can use it. So that is my tips for a new doll owner, or tips on what to do if you did some of these things to your doll, because it's very hard, especially if you spent so much money on a doll. You know, they're pretty expensive. They're more than usual dolls. You want to take good care of her, and if you mess her up, you want to know what to do. So I hope these helped you. If you have any questions at all, leave them below, and I will be sure to get back to you as soon as possible, which will probably be like sometime that day or the next, depending on when you're watching this video.